So I wanted to turn it over to Brett here shortly, but I just wanted to talk about kind of how we got here today. So earlier this year, I'd say January, February, I started talking with one of our board members, Mike LaBarbera, and he had told me about Jesus, one of the partners here. And he said, they've got this business idea, and we want to meet with you. And I was like, okay, we'll meet. So long story short, after lots of emails and texts and phone calls and emails and Zooms and face-to-face meetings, got a chance to meet with Brett. I got a chance to talk with Dustin on the phone. Got a chance to meet with Jesus a couple of times. They all came to meetings, and here we are. So they had the ideas. They had the business already lined up, ready to do work. They just needed help getting here and locating here in Washington. So the Committee 100 helped get them here and helped us get this wonderful machine that they're going to explain behind us. I think that's about all I've got. I'm going to turn it over to Brett Palachek or Dustin Johnson or Jesus, whoever wants to. Y'all come up here and hit the trifecta. When we all done, I'll move on to the next one. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good, Joe. Thank you, sir. Good to see you. All right.
Good morning, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Yeah? All right, well, welcome to ProtoTech Manufacturing. I'm Brett Palachek. This is Jesus Chavez and Dustin Johnson. We are the three owners of ProtoTech Manufacturing. Thank you all for coming. This is a big moment for us. We have been open for since January, but this is our big step forward. So I'm going to start by kind of explaining how we got here, what we do, what this giant thing behind us is, and kind of our plan moving forward. So Dustin and I own a design engineering firm, so we designed composite parts for a lot for the marine industry, DOT, and a lot of other industries. So we're designing all these components for customers and outsourcing the tooling. So eventually we're like, hey, we got to make the real money. We got to get a 5-axis CNC and build the composite tooling for these customers. How do we do that? Well, we need someone with the expertise to do tooling, which is where Jesus came in. He was over at Iconic running the tooling department there, and he has his own contracting company as well. So Dustin and I live in Florida, and we were like, it's extremely expensive to never mind get a piece of property in Florida. Our biggest thing was finding employees. We would spend our first year trying to find employees just to build our first project. So we partnered up with Jesus. We knew we had a place here to work. Pete Caldwell, who's right down the street, Caldwell Marine, he let us use the corner of his shop. Thankfully, thank God, we bought our first 5-axis CNC, which is over there. Moved it into Pete's shop in January. Pretty much immediately outgrew that. Moved down the street to Buddy Harris's place on 264. Outgrew that, and then opportunities came up to where we're here. So we got together, built it. We started in January with like four employees by the end of January. Once we moved over 264, we grew to 10 employees, I think. And now within the first 2 months, we opened this shop in July is when we moved the CNC in. We're up to 26 employees today, so growing fast. And that's just the start of it. We'll probably be in the next month and a half, 2 months, up to 35. And we'll probably max out around, between these two shops, 50 employees, which this is a great area to find the workforce, right? We have all the boating industry around us. Jesus has all the connections. He has his own employees. So we have not had any problem finding the workforce, which is usually the biggest thing of growing, is trying to find the workforce for this. So that's kind of how we got here and how we partnered up. Obviously with the help of Committee 100, Mike LaBarbera, Pete Caldwell, we'll give thanks moving forward, but without all them, this would have never happened. So now to what we do. So when we design something, we design every piece that pretty much goes through this mill. We take those 3D files, program it into a 5-axis CNC, and this is cutting an exact replica of what we have modeled in the computer. So this cool machine comes, cuts parts, and we'll do a tour after and kind of explain like step by step the process. But end of it, we get a part off the CNC that is an exact replica of our 3D model. We take that, sand it, prime it, and build a fiberglass mold off of it, which is what all of the boat manufacturers in this area pull their parts out of. So like we have Grady White parts over there that they're going to be pulling production parts off of. And then a step past that, we also manufacture parts for manufacturing facilities. So we're building a 37 hull over there. Probably in the next 2 months, we'll start getting the manufacturing side of it kind of ramped up. We wanted to get this started, up and running before we add manufacturing to our spot down the street. And then moving forward, probably within the next 3 years, we'll be building 3 to 5 years, probably a 100,000 square foot facility right next door to here, getting bigger mills, and we'll probably increase to, I don't know, probably like 150 to 200 employees. So that's a lot of growth. It's hard, but we're doing it. Thank you for the community and everyone. And did I miss anything? Got it. That was fast. That was pretty much the Spark Notes version of what we do, but I'll kind of explain. We'll take groups around that want to like see every step of the process, and we'll explain more so what we do and who we do it for. I did not explain that. So biggest industries for us, obviously marine, just because we're from the marine industry. That's where all our contacts are. But the big industries, aerospace, DOT, DOD, the government work, amusement is a huge portion of the industry. Architecture, missing anything? Pools. Pools is a weird one. That's a big one. So like what we want to do is, for certain industries, it goes up and down. We all know, we've been through it. So we want to be well-versed in a bunch of different industries, so when one goes down, we have another one that we can fall back on, so we aren't sitting here without work like the rest of that industry. So we're trying to set ourselves up now to where we never have a low, to where we're just steady climbing. So that's kind of that. And I'm going to hand it over to Dustin Johnson real quick.
Morning, everyone.
Thank you.
So expanding on that, the impact that this could have is this doesn't stay predominantly just boats, right? We're bringing in new industries, what we understand is new, and expanding upon the local community's ability to support other industries. So it's no longer just a boat building community, it could also be composites, right? And everything is transitioning to composites. What could be built out of fiberglass, carbon fiber, getting into different areas. So for example, Wabash Transportation, they've got typical truck bodies that are made out of metal components. They've transitioned into composites for the thermal properties of the foam. And then the parts can be molded, so they have a good dimension to them. So we're able to support that, and that's just one example of how companies are transitioning into composites. It's not limited to that. If you look at pools, so those have typically been cement and other components. Now those are molded fiberglass. Same thing with car bodies. More and more car components are being made out of carbon fibers and fiberglass. That's expanding. There are local race teams. They're always doing new components on the cars. So there's just another area where we can support that. Being able to do advanced manufacturing, infusions, prepregs, not just typical hand lam. We're helping train those abilities and make that a trade that's here available to other companies as well. So, but into thanks. So Brett did touch on it. The first and foremost was the opportunity for work, right? We're in a community where there's people who are ready to work. It's not hard to find someone that is in the craft that we need to try and put them to work. The will is there already. So that's been a huge benefit, and we've had a hard time finding that elsewhere. Pete Caldwell, having us into his facility, that was incredible. We wouldn't be here without that. So thanks to him. And then Katie and Mike LaBarba, I have to point y'all out. Yeah, there you are. So you've taken a particular interest in us and really fought for us to make sure that we had a chance here. So thank you. Y'all are rock stars. So friends and family, being here today with us, All your support, it means so much to us. So thank you. And then the local community, opening the doors, having us here, being open to the ideas and kind of believing in our vision. Means a lot to us, and the expansion potential. So knowing we've got room here local that we can move into and make our operation bigger and have a bigger impact, and know that we're not going to fight to find that room to do that. That means so much. So, yes, thank you everyone for being here today. It means a lot to us. Definitely full of appreciation. We'll keep showing that, and look forward for what's to come. So, Jesus.
Well, thank you everyone for being here, and I also want to talk in Spanish to some of my family members. Some of my family members. I want to thank them for being here. Gracias a todos por venir este día. Es un día muy especial. Sorry, I don't know how to say. Es un día especial. Gracias por acompañarme hoy. Thank you, everyone.
So I neglected to mention earlier, Committee 100, the mission of the committee is to improve job opportunities for unemployed and underemployed. To me, it's about creating opportunities for new businesses and more choices for our citizens to have places to work. And you can see from hearing these guys' story how much they've already expanded in the short time they've been here, and it looks like the sky's the limit for employing the citizens of Beaufort County. So I'm super excited about it as a prime example of what we do, and it has been a lot of fun partnering with these guys and when watching them, come to life so quickly. So that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Sue Squires for a short moment. And at the end of this thing, we're going to do a ribbon cutting. So I'd love for everybody that can get in that picture. And at the end, if Brett already mentioned, they're going to do some tours as well. So if you want to hang out and kind of see what goes on here, please do that. So here's Sue Squires.
Thank you, Stuart. Our county manager, Brian Alligood, is under the weather and sent his regrets. However, I am delighted to be here on behalf of Beaufort County. If I may, I would like to also recognize distinguished guests from Senator Ted Budd's office, John Taylor, from Senator Tom Tillis's office, Trey Lewis, Representative Keith Kidwell, our county commissioners, Randy Walker and John Rebholz, and of course, Jonathan Russell, the Washington City Manager. A special recognition to Brett, Dustin, and Jose, and the entire ProtoTech team. For you and your families and friends, today is a proud day. Manufacturing is a huge part of who we are in Beaufort County. The manufacturing industry has the highest multiplier effect of any economic sector. For every dollar spent in manufacturing, another $2.74 is added to the economy. And key to success for any manufacturer is speed to market. Time is indeed money. Thus, enter ProtoTech. By streamlining the process from concept to production, they have positioned themselves to be a force multiplier for the manufacturing industry. We are very pleased you have chosen to locate here in this beautiful building, and on behalf of Beaufort County, welcome.
Thanks, Steve.
Just on behalf of the city of Washington, I want to thank you for selecting the site to set up shop. They're a wonderful addition to an already thriving industry cluster that exists here in the region. I think it will further the boat building industry as well as several other sectors that were named. But on behalf of the city, we want to thank you. If there's anything we can do to be of assistance to further your efforts, don't hesitate to reach out. But again, we're happy to have you here, and you're welcome.
Thanks, John. All righty, Catherine, Robin. We're going to bring the big magic scissors up here.